Welcome back to the Hilton Head News. Joining me is Charles Sampson, and as promised, we're going to be talking about some of the more optimistic trends in real estate. Now, first off, Charles, what is it that qualifies you to have this conversation about real estate?
Well, that's what I do every day. I've been a realtor on Hilton Head since 1985, lived here since 1972, and love it here. So real estate is something we do every day, and we really enjoy helping people come and join us. Also, we work for Charter One, and Charter One has 28% of the volume of all the Hilton Head market. So.
Gotcha. All right. Well, let's start off. You know, in the last couple of days, there have been some very positive stories, I would say, in the newspaper. There was one about how the market's increased so much in June. There's one about how things are improving for home builders. What are your observations on this? Is this really as good as it sounds?
Well, it's a trend that has been going on since 2008. 2009 was our bottom of our market in number of sales. And that's what this statistic had. The headline was 60% year over year, 60% increase from June of this year to last year. Well, quite frankly, statistics, you can do anything you want with, and 1 month statistics really doesn't make it. But the trend still is that we are selling more, having more closings year after year, and we're putting more properties under contract. We call them pended. And pended is what's happening today, this month, and that's an important number. But if you read the rest of the story, I like to say, the average price and the median price of the properties that are selling are still tending to go down. Inventory, which is a good thing for sellers, that's also tending to go down. In fact, I just did a report on one community on Hilton Head, and be under 300,000 from July 15th this year to July 15th last year, or vice versa, 57 properties were sold. That's pretty good, but right now there's only 11 on the market. In the 400 to 500 range, there were like 45 sold, and there's 20 on the market. So what we're going to see is the number of sales, I predict the number of sales maybe start going down a little bit, but we'll start seeing the average or our median price of the sales go up some. The same number for 750,000 and above, there are 20 properties on the market, and there were only 5 to sell in that year period. So you can see people are buying the good deals. They're buying the lower priced homes.
But it does sound like we are heading into that classic supply and demand scenario where, as you said, less is available, and so it becomes a little bit more valued.
So you're right. The only course that I did not get credit for in college was
economics,
accounting. But I have learned, it being in real estate for 20, 30 years, whatever it's been, that supply and demand is important. And what you want to try to do is be under from 1 to 4 months worth of supply. As a seller, you're probably going to see an increase. 5 to 6 months is going to make an average market, and it's probably not going to be an increase to the sellers, and not a decrease for not a decrease to the sellers, and not an increase either.
Now, why does it seem to be getting better for home builders? What's the improvement in that scenario?
Well, the last thing, if you're over 7 months, then you probably will see a decrease. And right now we're sitting at 9 months. Home builders, in today's paper, there was an article saying the home builders on Hilton Head had increased from 25 permits year to date to 48, I think, and then off island from 50 to 57. So that's good. It's not a big number, but it's better than nothing.
Yes, all right.
Yeah.
Now, let's say I'm a seller or even a buyer in this market. What is the best way to react to this news? How should I be projecting if I'm going into a situation of buying or selling?
Be realistic. It is an important thing. I mean, Sunday, the packet had an article by Wall Street Journal, and it had 5 or 6 very, very good points. And it says, it was titled, I think, "The Market's Bottoming Out." Don't know that that's for fact, and there are things that are going to affect it. I just looked today. There are 200 properties in Beaufort County. Now, some of them are timeshares, but there are 200 properties in Beaufort County that are on the docket for August the 6th for foreclosure. Looking at the numbers, in June, there were 78 that went through the process. Now, it was probably higher. Some of these 200s will probably be removed to get satisfied or whatever. But 200 is way higher than any number we've seen this year. But when you have a foreclosure on your street, that has affected the value of your property. So as a seller, be realistic. Price your house, make it the next best deal. As a buyer, you know what? The ocean is the same as the beach is the same as what it was in '05 when we were at the top of the market. The golf courses are still great. Living here, the lifestyle that Hilton Head has to offer is still the same when you would have paid 50% or 60% more for your property. So buyers, come on and buy. We'd love to say that, I mean, this has been a great rental season this year, and we'd love to say come for a visit and stay for a lifetime.
Those are great words of wisdom.
Well,
thank you so much, Charles. Now, allow me to introduce you to our Hilton Head News Pet of the Week, Sambuca. Sambuca is a 2-year-old kitty who came to us from another shelter. He is a huge love bug and is ready to leave the shelter and find his new forever home. For more information about Sambuca and other great pets in waiting, visit the Hilton Head Humane Association at 10 Humane Way on Hilton Head or call 843-681-8686. Thanks for tuning into the Hilton Head News. I'm Annalisa Itkor, and we'll see you next time.